Grand Valley, and welcome to GV Today. I'm Jordan.
I'm Ava.
And I'm Kristen. On today's show, we are going to look at updates with the Laker football season. Renee will teach us how to prepare a great homemade meal and will participate in a classic autumn activity.
But to kick off today's episode, we're going to talk about today's hot topic. As the fall season surrounds us, so does the risk of getting the flu. Many health clinics in the area are offering flu shots, even Grand Valley's own campus health center. Many doctors urge students and faculty to receive their flu shots to help prevent the spread of influenza. However, every year when flu season comes around, many neglect this health advice. So the question today is, why do so many refuse the flu shot?
Well, I think a lot of them do that because they're scared of the needles. I mean, I know so many people who refuse to get shots just because they're scared of the needles themselves.
Right, well, you don't have to necessarily get the flu shot. They offer a nose spray to compensate for the flu shot.
I had the flu shot last year and I still got sick, so I don't really like needles, so getting it again next year won't happen.
Yeah, personally, I'd rather have the flu shot than the nose spray. But
yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
Me too. I will definitely be getting my flu shot this year.
It definitely does help, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
If you have a hot topic you want us to discuss, or if you just have a comment on the show, please send us an email at gvtoday@gmail.com.
Well, the leaves are changing colors and the temperatures are dropping, which means fall is in full swing. So if you're looking for something to do this time of year, there's nothing better than exploring a local corn maze. GV Today's Zach Wolfert has more on with that with his latest edition of Around Town.
Zach, good to have you on here today.
Thank you.
So I'm from out of state. What else is around here for me to do in the fall?
Well, there's quite a bit actually. One of the other things you could do, you could go to one of the haunted houses that's around here. I know there are a couple around here. There's also the zombie walk that's going to be downtown in Grand Rapids coming up in the next couple of weeks. So you could go and do that. I mean, I guess it just depends on what you like. You could even go to Mottman's, which is just right down the road. Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yes, yeah, it's really fun.
I'm personally not one for haunted houses, but I might check out the Mottman's.
Yeah, not everyone's a fan of haunted houses. So. But I know that if you'd like any more information, a simple search in Google will bring up anything you want, as well as you can ask 2020. They have almost all the answers.
2020 answers everything.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Well, I heard that the football season has been looking up for the Lakers. Martez, what can you tell us about that?
Grand Valley's football team is 4-3 overall and 3-3 in the conference. After the Lakers had a 3-game losing streak, they came back to win 3 in a row. Their next game is home against Fair State this Saturday, October 22nd at 7 o'clock. GVSU needs to win this one to take first place in the GLIAC North Division. The women's softball team finished up last of their fall scrimmages on October 9th after they beat Central Michigan in the doubleheader. The Lakers were named the 2010-2011 Division II All-Academic Team on October 10th after finishing in top 30 of all Division II schools in team grade point average. 5 players made it to the NFCA All-American Scholar Athlete list. The women's tennis team is 11-2 overall and 10-2 in the conference. They're on a 4-game winning streak as they enter the GLIAC tournament this upcoming weekend. The women's soccer team is 13-0-2 overall, but they are undefeated in the conference with a record of 12-0. The Lakers take on Tiffin this Friday, October 21st, and then Finland on Sunday, October 23rd. The Grand Valley volleyball team is 9-10 overall and 6-6 in the conference. They face Michigan Tech on Friday at 7 o'clock and Northern Michigan on Saturday at 4 o'clock. The Grand Valley lacrosse team has had 2 play days and has hosted their 2nd annual Laker Lacrosse Classic since they started playing this fall. They were added to the varsity athletics program in 2010 after Grand Valley needed another women's sport. Speaking of lacrosse, according to numerous sports sources, including the National Lacrosse League, it's the fastest growing sport in the United States. Ann Meadows went to Medville, Pennsylvania to get a better understanding of why it was happening.
Lakers on 3, 1, This is Grand Valley against Slippery Rock. GVSU is just one out of several colleges that has a varsity lacrosse program.
I love playing lacrosse.
It started as a Native American sport, but has since expanded from private to public schools and from the east to the west. Now there are more than 400 college club teams. Currently, 151 teams play NCAA Division I at the college level.
The sport is getting more coverage. It's more accessible for people to watch. I think that's really why the sport has kind of taken off the way it has.
The fast pace, the finesse of the game, the strategy of the games.
So many people haven't really heard about it. It's so exciting and new. And anything new, people want to know about.
There's no doubt that Grand Valley can compete with the East Coast teams.
Last weekend, we kind of got thrown around quite a bit, but I don't know, this weekend we hung in pretty well.
It took us about a half of the first game to really wipe the shock and awe off of our face and realize that we can compete.
One of the reasons why lacrosse is so popular here in the United States is because it takes fast breaks and set plays from basketball, face-offs and terminology from hockey, and precision passes from soccer.
There are kids that do really well at this sport that aren't just lacrosse athletes. The key word is that they're athletes and they've played other things.
Even though lacrosse is the fastest growing sport in the United States and more colleges are adding varsity lacrosse programs, it is still not the most popular sport to play in the nation or the most watched. In Meadville, Pennsylvania, I'm Annie Madonis.
The Lakers will play in Adrian Fall Classic this Sunday, October 23rd. It is their last event competing against each other colleges in 2011. They will start their official season this March.
Thanks, Martez. Well, if you're tight on cash and you're looking for a delicious homemade meal, then GV's Today's very own Renee Rodriguez has a meal for you.
Joining us in the studio now is our special musical guest for tonight, Casey Huntley. So Casey, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a recent graduate of Grand Valley. Yay! I've been singing since I was, before I could talk, actually, and I've been playing guitar since about 7th grade, so however long ago that was, 15 years or something like that. And I mean, I like Star Wars, I'm a huge nerd, and that's, I mean, pretty much glosses me over.
Awesome. What got you started in songwriting?
Music is very much a part of who I am. Like I said, I started singing before I could actually speak, and there's all sorts of fun baby pictures of me, like just singing at the top of my lungs in front of our speakers and stuff. And it's just as that developed, it just kind of naturally went that way.
Where do you get your inspiration for your music from?
I get inspiration from everything, from, you know, love, which is pretty typical, to heartbreak, again, pretty typical. I wrote a song in my sleep once. That was kind of cool. And I just take it from anything I can get, from relationships, from nature, anything I can get it from.
Very nice. Are there any performances you are doing soon?
I don't have any performances personally, but if you want to check out my Facebook, which is facebook.com/Casey Huntley, I will be posting stuff up there for when I am performing in the area, so you can check it out.
Awesome. Well, we will definitely have to check that out. Well, to end this episode of GV Today, please welcome to the studio, Casey Huntley.
Child is slowly taken, and the violence caused such silence. Who are we mistaken? Now you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are crying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. What's in
Thank you.
This has been a GVTV News production.